So what does it really take to go full-time on YouTube? Over the last couple years, I've had the privilege of interviewing over 200 full-time YouTube creators through our channel called Video Influencers. My friend Benji and I put some of their information and the tips and things we learned in a book called YouTube Secrets. But I really discovered out of that process of diving deep as well as building YouTube channels myself, 6 unmistakable traits of full-time YouTube creators. So if you want to get more views, if you want to write your own checks, make YouTube your career or your job, then you're going to love this video and buckle your seatbelt because some new data has come out about the creator economy. And right now there's actually 50 million content creators and 13 million of them are on YouTube. This describes that over 1 million of them are earning 6 figures plus. So based on the math right now, the creator economy on YouTube, thousands of creators are earning 7 figures a year. Over 1 million YouTube creators are earning 6 figures per year, and millions more are earning anywhere between $100 and $100,000. And so if you're ready to learn what it takes to start building your YouTube empire, smash the like button, and we are going to dive into this video. Signal Fire revealed that being a creator is the fastest growing small business type. How crazy is that? That this idea of making YouTube your job or other platforms like TikTok or Instagram is more practical than ever before. And even though your mom, your friend, Sarah from high school, doesn't even understand what you're doing or what you're pursuing, this is becoming more and more practical, especially when you have the right strategies. This has become the fastest growing small business type. So I've got a question that we need to ask when it comes to full-time though, is what does full-time mean for you? How much money do you need to earn from YouTube? I find that when talking about this topic of what does it really take to go full-time, if you don't define full-time, then it's going to kind of be hard to decide what it takes. So reverse engineer from a target, what is your monthly basic needed expenses that you would need to go part-time at your job or quit your job completely? And think about that. If you want to share it, then type that in the comments as well. And this is the Coffee with Cannell show. If we're just meeting, my name is Sean Cannell, and we're going to be talking about the 6 unmistakable traits of full-time YouTube creators. And I have a huge disclaimer. The topic for today is not about the 1% superstar unicorn creators. For example, David Dobrik's monthly AdSense checks have been as much as 270,000 views for 60 million views. Across platforms, there's people like Charlie D'Amelio on TikTok. She surpassed 100 million followers and is estimated to be worth 4 million at age 16. More power to them. But what I'm really talking about is what's kind of becoming known as the creator economy middle class. And this is people that are really earning 10 grand, $25,000 a year, $32,000 a year, $50,000 a year, doing what they love, working from home. And in this case, doing it on YouTube. I'm going to be talking about these traits that are of the kind of practical everyday creator, just like you, that's hustled, that's put in the work, and that I've learned from talking to so many of them, what did it really take for you to go full time? What went into you building your career? And again, if we're just meeting, my name is Sean Cannell, and I have built a couple different YouTube channels, one to over 1 million subscribers, a couple to over 100,000. But I'm most proud about our students. We've seen so many get that silver play button. And if you want to learn about growing YouTube channels, hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. And we've seen so many different students. In fact, our mission at Think Media is to help 10,000 purpose-driven people create a full-time living doing what they love while making a difference in the world through online video. And a huge question lately has been is it too late to start YouTube though? Because sometimes you might feel like it's only the superstars, unicorns, those who started back in 2008, that are going full-time on YouTube. But that's not true at all. And I'm going to share some data and then get into these traits. Number one, this is a letter from the CEO of YouTube that revealed that the YouTube economy is incredibly healthy and strong despite challenges of 2020. And now that we're in 2021, they revealed that the people joining the YouTube partner program more than doubled over the year before. More than doubled in just a year. That's super cool, right? And then creators are building the next generation of media companies, and that here in the US, YouTube's creative ecosystem contributed approximately $16 billion to the US GDP in 2019, supporting an equivalent of 345,000 full-time jobs. So what I want to encourage you with, like, is it full-time? Like, this is happening for a lot of people. I'm not trying to overhype it. You might feel stuck, like you're not getting views or like you're trying to grow. I get that. But like massive people are doing this. And if you feel like it's crowded every day, in fact, I think about, I help people with their YouTube channel. And lately, every day I'm discovering like 400 new people that are also helping people grow their YouTube channels. I actually think that's a great thing. It speaks to how big the world actually is and how different people like to follow different styles, different backgrounds, different teaching styles, maybe different ethnicities or ages. There's room for you, and the data supports that. You know, in the UK, in 2019, they saw approximately 1.4 billion pounds contributed to the British GDP, which was the equivalent of 30,000 full-time jobs. And France saw 15,000 full-time jobs. So the global impact of the creator economy is massive. And here's what this report is not reporting. It's not reporting other income streams. In fact, a little bit later on, I'm going to be sharing some resources about how small channels are going full-time. So stick around for that. And here's another big data point when it comes to what it really takes to go full-time. E-commerce has helped uplift retail in 2020, and it could be the key to merchant success in 2021. Well, what does that have to do with YouTube? It has to do that because of the coronavirus pandemic, there's been a massive surge in online shopping, which is likely to remain post-pandemic. Speaking of other income streams, how are people going full-time? They are reviewing products. They're doing affiliate marketing. They're tying their channel into online shopping, online brands. Traditional brands are being disrupted by Dollar Shave Club online razors instead of going to the store to get your razors. People are getting their coffee online. They're getting their sleep aids online. Like I just saw my friend JP Sears post about, they're getting their blue light blocking glasses online. They're subscribing to like online. In fact, let me know, have you ever purchased something online? Tell me in the comments. See, e-commerce is just growing, which means there's another revenue source so that you can work from home and go full time when you position yourself right in the creator and YouTube economy. And there's the e-learning market. Now, this is people creating online courses. This is people that are teaching something. When I talk to Thinkific, some of the people at Thinkific, which is an online course hosting program, they said that YouTube creators are their most successful course creators and sellers, people earning a living from packaging what they know into an online course. And since the year 2000, the market growth rate of e-learning has been 900%. And listen to this, every dollar spent on e-learning, companies make back $30 in productivity, which is a side note. It's a super smart move to invest in online courses. That's a 2,900% ROI to invest in e-learning to accelerate your skills, how to do things, how to go further, faster, like whatever it is. But here's what I'm saying is, have you ever thought about creating a course? The global e-learning market will reach 325 billion by 2025. So over the next 4 years, there's going to be this massive move. We're talking about YouTube AdSense, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, e-learning, creating a digital course or selling some kind of a digital product. This is a massive industry. And my friends, it's just getting started. You're not too late. It is a momentum, and the next wave is here now. And so let's buckle our seatbelts and talk about these 6 unmistakable traits. But I have a question for you, and that is, what is your goal on YouTube? Tell me in the comments. Like, are you trying to go full time? Is it a hobby for you? Maybe. Do you know how much you need to live on per month? Like, what does full-time mean? Do you have 7 dependents, or are you a single person that, you know, rents a room and you actually only need like $2,000 a month and you could be full-time? Let me know what your goal on YouTube is. And let's talk about these 6 unmistakable traits of full-time YouTube creators. And so number 1 is they have posted over 100 videos. Most YouTube creators that have gone full-time have posted over 100 videos and probably 400 or more. Does that intimidate you? Smash like for if you've posted your first video. And let me know if you've posted 100. Have you posted 400 yet? And where does this data come from? Well, TubeBuddy actually did a study of 3.5 million of their users, and they revealed how many subscribers YouTube channels have compared to their uploads. So channels that have reached 1,000 to 10,000 subscribers have uploaded 152 videos. Channels that have grown up to anywhere between 10,000 to 100,000 subscribers have uploaded 418 videos. If you go from 100,000 subscribers to 1 million subscribers, it's over 1,000 videos, and channels with 1 million plus subs are nearing 4,000 video uploads. It could be that you just have not uploaded enough videos yet. What does this tell me? It tells me that what it really takes to go full time is patience, persistence, grit, tenacity, focus, discipline, and uploading videos to YouTube. You know, the secret to success on YouTube is uploading videos to YouTube, right? I mean, obviously there's more that goes into it than that, but if you're just like watching this video and hanging out on the Coffee with Cannell show and you're not posting videos, well, it's going to be hard to grow if you don't actually post videos. Let me know how many videos you've posted yet. And huge key is there's such a range, because this doesn't even indicate if they're full-time or not. I know some channels that are over 100,000 subscribers that are still struggling to pay the bills. And I know channels that have gone full-time at 10,000 subscribers. So this is just one aspect of really going full-time. But trait number one is they have posted over 100 videos. I think there's something magical about what you've learned, especially if you've got a strategy. Trait number two is they don't rely on YouTube AdSense. They don't rely on YouTube AdSense. Those that are going full time, and I actually DM'd a couple friends that are some of our students, some different people that have, you know, gone full time. I DM'd Jen from the Sewing Report, and I said, what are your streams of income? She says she has 3 monetized YouTube channels: Amazon affiliates, Etsy shop. She has a realtor client that she does video production and social media for, that also gives her her YouTube AdSense. And so multiple streams of income. My friend Ruslan, I said, hey, what are your streams of income? He's been full-time. He just built a new studio. AdSense, Patreon, music bed streams. He's an artist, hip hop artist, as well as kind of a commentary in the Christianity and faith space. DistroKid, which would be Apple Music, merch, Shopify, and a course, e-learning. He's finishing it now, his second course that he's working on. I asked Cass Thompson, who just DM'd me, one of our students, and said, she said, I'm quitting my job in January, a couple weeks ago of 2021. And she said, I've got at least 5 income streams that was able to help her do that. Simply Sherry said, last year, the majority of my income came from brand sponsors and affiliates. I didn't hit a couple months of my highest AdSense. She had her highest months of AdSense for a couple months. And her goal this year is to build out e-commerce and courses while maintaining others. And so many different pathways. Chris from Flyride, listen to this. Like, you might want to rewind the video to just write down, like, man, you're dropping some bombs. Like, okay, these are all his income streams, and he's been full-time and even scaling his business and whatnot. YouTube AdSense, his creator fund, brand deals, POD merch, physical goods, digital affiliate products, physical affiliate sales, Amazon, Patreon, and YouTube memberships, digital courses, private group memberships, one-on-one coaching, and professional service. And that's it. So here's the deal, friends. You want to go full-time. Yes, there's some people who do it off just YouTube AdSense, but you need a massive audience to do that. Number 2, traits of highly successful full-time YouTube creators is they don't rely on YouTube AdSense. Number 3, they have created multiple streams of income. That echoes what I just said there. And that was some examples of they have created multiple different streams of income. Now, I want to encourage you to not think, oh, shoot, I'm just starting. I have 1 video posted. I need to be thinking about my 10 streams of income. No, you actually should focus on influence first and realize that income comes second. And if you spread your focus too thin too soon, it can actually be harmful. But just to encourage you that you want to build out the most synergistic and aligned income streams related to your niche. And eventually you might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are all synergized around your niche that will help you get to that full-time mark. Number 4, they work really hard. They work really hard. I mean, this might be obvious, but I don't know if you realize how true this is. So over the last years of building up to writing our book, YouTube Secrets, my friend Benji and I co-authored the book. We had a weekly interview show. We still do. He does it called the VI show on Saturdays. We interviewed over 100 YouTube creators before we wrote this, and another 100 since then. And one of the common traits I noticed from every single creator I talked to back in the day when we could go to in-person events and I would sit at Vid Summit and talk to somebody, or our event, Growth Video Live, or Social Media Marketing World, is I would hear the real hustle that went into things. This takes real work. And I think when we also juxtapose the middle class creator, this is just your average everyday creator that turns this into a really awesome business that gives you autonomy, that does allow you to work when you want, do what you want, but it's not without the hustle and the grit and the grind. The top 1% may be, because of their personality or their timing or how they hit the algorithm, kind of show off a life that may or may not be true, and they might not work very hard. It's possible. But I'm telling you that a common trait of full-time YouTube creators is that they grind. I'm not saying they have to sacrifice the things that matter most in life, but without a doubt, they have endured through a sacrifice season. They have put in the hustle. They have put in the grit. In fact, let me know if you're doing that right now. They've worked late nights. They've got up early mornings. They've shot videos when they didn't feel like it. They've cracked Red Bulls when they needed that extra push to get a project done. They have gone through the ups and the downs of their personal finances and their relationships and their marriages and their things. And they have stayed consistent to say, I know that consistency is king, so I'm going to keep posting videos. Full-time creators work really hard. You know, Thomas Edison is famous for saying opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. Don't ever think, being connected to the Think Media community, that we propitiate some kind of a pipe dream of just, it's just this easy opportunity. Just post a video and you're going to see $1 million transferred to your bank account. No, friend, this takes a real grind and a real grit. You can work smarter and not just harder, but without a doubt, it takes hard work when you are really growing and making this your full-time income. And it's a common trait that I see across full-time creators. Number 5, they keep learning. I mean, lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. As I have been around, especially at events like our event, Growth Video Live, and I get around full-time creators, one of the things I notice is they have a particular type of personality, and that is, man, they're listening to audiobooks. They're reading books. And so, by the way, not everybody reads books. Like they're listening to podcasts, though. They just purchased 2 online courses. They're studying YouTube channels. They're hanging out in the right clubhouse rooms. Like, they keep learning. They get connected to mastermind groups. Maybe not a paid mastermind group, or maybe it is, but they want to get around other people. They're getting feedback on thumbnails. What's the algorithm doing? What's the latest things that's happening? Just like you, obviously, if you're connected here on Think Media, but they keep learning. Lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. And these traits, many of them are also shared behind those who don't just have a moment of success, but are building a sustained legacy. So number 5 is they keep learning and leveling up, so they don't just get ahead, but they can stay ahead. Number 6, let me know if you're getting value and hit the like button. They build systems for sustained success. They build systems for sustained success. So what do I mean? They build marketing systems. Like, you've probably noticed that as you're trying to build up your YouTube channel, and there's really 3 seasons. There's the side hustle season when you've got a day job or school or another responsibility. There's the solopreneur season where you're full-time, but it's just you. And there's the scale season where you're full-time, but you have other people helping you. And in every season, you need systems. In the side hustle season, it's maybe software that helps you get video ideas more quickly, like a vidIQ or something like that. It could be social media software that helps you schedule and automate your posts. It could just be understanding YouTube systems of scheduling and uploading your videos, or scheduling posts on Facebook just with the native scheduling features. That's like a marketing system. They are building an email list and using an autoresponder, so there's automation to their messages going out. They're leveraging systems. They're using systems in their personal day planners. Don't get it twisted. This takes real work. And if you are scattered, if you're all over the place, if you can't personally manage your time before trying to build a YouTube empire, it's going to get very difficult when you're trying to manage your time and life and responsibilities and also build a YouTube empire. So they use systems. This is also business systems, right? Business systems are like they're using Bench which is a bookkeeping service, or I don't know, you use H&R Block or TurboTax or whatever you use, but they're using systems. They're finding ways to save time, because if you're going to kind of juggle it all and how do you do it all, you got to work smarter and not just harder. You're putting in the work, but you're not just going pure grit. You're thinking about, man, what systems can I use to make this sustainable? And then they're thinking about teams and systems. So how am I eventually working with a team and then eventually building systems for that team? So as you scale, these days we use things like Slack and Monday.com. You might want to check out even a service like Sean. One of the biggest things that takes my time is video editing. And that's why we talk about VidChops. And we'll drop a link to our resource page. It's called thinkmediatools.com, and I'll put that in the description down below. And thinkmediatools.com, we talk about different tools, software, systems, things that will help you go further, faster. But when you get something like a VidChops, you just Dropbox your footage, eventually get a synergy going with your editor, and then they turn around your video and send it back to you 2 days later, and now you have a system. My friend Tanya Eliza, one of our students, not only full-time with less than 100,000 subscribers, but she has a multiple seven-figure business. She shoots 3 videos at a time. That's a system. It's called batch producing. She sits down, shoots 3 videos. She puts those 3 videos into Dropbox. She has an editor. Those videos are now being processed. They eventually go to her YouTube channel and they're put out into the world. You are maybe pioneering your systems right now to where I created a system. It's called Video Ranking Academy. And we talk about the 7 R's of our 7R YouTube system. This was how I was able to stay organized, consistently rank videos, consistently grow. But now Tony Ariola on the Think Media team implements the 7R system. If you really want to go full time, there's something super powerful about maximizing and creating systems for sustained success. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about the 7th trait. I know I told you 6 traits, but this is the 7th trait. And this trait actually, many full-time creators have actually ignored this one and suffered it. Maybe, I don't know, 50-50, maybe half the creators I've interacted with, many are missing the 7th trait, but I believe this is a key trait that you absolutely want for sustained success on YouTube. And some have it, some don't. We'll talk about that in a second, but smash like if you've been getting value. And today's Coffee with Cannell is actually brought to you by Full-Time Influencer. I'm excited because on this theme of going full-time, I did just release, this is actually only available for a few more days. And I talk about how I got fired and started a new business with YouTube and replaced my income. If you're curious about my story and the exact business model, because I was able to go full-time at 16,000 subscribers with Think Media. So not a huge audience. And if you're curious about monetization, different ways of building your income with a small audience, and it's just my story step by step, check that out. Free class, Full-Time Influencer, new class, and actually coming down soon. So definitely RSVP. The replay is available to watch instantly, but that's coming down soon. But let's talk about this 7th trait. I don't know if you've noticed, but a while ago, there was a whole bunch of articles about burnout. Are YouTube's algorithms fueling creator burnout? CNN, YouTube burnout is real. Creators are struggling to cope. Study breaks. Why are so many creators suffering from burnout? When it comes to burnout, YouTube is failing its creators. And then even on Medium, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok are burning out their creators. It's not funny, but I actually saw a Clubhouse room, which is a new social media app, audio app, that already had a title, How to Avoid Clubhouse Burnout. Clubhouse is only 2 months old and people are burning out already, which is not surprising because that is a whole nother story of how intense that app can be. But the reason I bring that up is it really brings up the importance of this 7th trait, which is highly effective full-time YouTube creators sharpen the saw. They sharpen the saw. What does that mean? Well, Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I highly recommend, the 7th habit is sharpening the saw. What does that mean? It means They seek continuous improvement and renewal professionally and personally. So highly effective YouTube creators seek continuous improvement. That's not just learning, but also renewal, rest, getting refreshed. Sharpening the saw means persevering and enhancing the greatest asset you have, which is you. So it means having a balanced program for self-renewal in the 4 areas of life: physical, social, mental, and spiritual. So people that are sharpening the saw are eating right, exercising, resting. They're making social and meaningful connections with others. They're getting off of social media, setting down their phone, getting off of Clubhouse, and talking to somebody face to face. I'm not trying to hate on Clubhouse, but it's intense over there. They're learning, they're reading, they're writing, they're teaching, they're spending time in nature, they're praying, they're meditating, they're listening to music, they're doing art, they're doing acts of service, and they're helping others. The reason I bring this up, not to get somber for a moment, but this is serious, is now being in this thing for over 10 years, interviewing people that were in this, are in this book. I've seen people come and go. I've seen people blow up their marriages. I've seen people get crazy, not know how to handle fame. I've seen people get money and lose it. I've seen YouTube creators here one day and gone tomorrow. They haven't been able to handle sometimes the success or the pressure, or they went so hard and were so driven. So this is not to be confused with the fact that I believe we need to work hard and be ambitious and have drive to break through in the industry. But my friends, this is so important to me, and why I think this is the most important trait. You need renewal professionally and personally. You've got to pace yourself. YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint. You've got to have a long-term vision to realize, yes, there is time for short-term sprints, but any athlete knows that you can't continuously grind. You need a recovery day, and that your recovery day or days are just as critical as your days when you're grinding and hustling. So if you really want to go full time, not even just reach that mark, but actually sustain this over the long haul, you got to make sure you're sharpening the saw. And I want to encourage you, don't get so wound up in anxiety or drive or pushing to where you're sacrificing massive amounts of sleep, you're sacrificing friendships. You really don't want to get to the top and be all alone. Have you ever heard somebody say it's lonely at the top? If it's lonely at the top, it means you did it wrong, because you can experience massive success while at the same time not losing your soul. In fact, our mission statement, like the asterisk, is helping 10,000 purpose-driven people create a full-time living while making a difference in the world with YouTube and online video, and experience that success without losing their soul. And that's not possible if you don't sharpen the saw. What good is it to climb to the top of the mountain only to realize that you climbed the wrong mountain, which would be reaching some kind of YouTube stardom, but hitting a wall of burnout. And there's no shame for those that have burnt out or that get tired or get fatigued. But I do think that it's possible to build a life and a business and be intentional and smart, that we don't have to go that way. That doesn't have to be the model. We don't have to grind, 8 days a week, 26 hours a day. There's some things that are not possible. And there's something powerful about pacing yourself, because YouTube is a marathon and not a sprint. Smash like if you are pumped about sharpening the saw, and let me know, when's the next day you're taking off? When's the next day you're taking some me time and getting refreshed? And think about how you can get refreshed physically, social. Entrepreneurship itself, which is really being full-time on YouTube, is also an energy game. Like, this takes energy. So, you didn't come to this video for like being me bringing up eating or exercising or resting. But those are critical components. I believe they're diametrically connected to going full-time on YouTube, key over the long haul. Not like reaching some level of success and your health's all blown out and your adrenal glands are fried because you just constantly burnt on stress and caffeine. Like, there's something about building with wisdom and creating sustainable success. Hey, if you're interested in more content like this and want to check out our free class that's available for a few more days, specifically on how to become a full-time content creator, fulltimeinfluencer.com, link in the description down below. Today's episode of Coffee with Cannell is brought to you by fulltimeinfluencer.com. And I want to pass the question off to you. Again, what is your goal on YouTube? And would you say you have been sharpening the saw and you're running a good pace? Have you been running too hard and maybe you feel a little burnt out and a little drained? Or are you actually maybe not even really hustling? Like, have you noticed that maybe you're just kind of dwelling and just hanging out online and kind of watching stuff, but you're not putting in the grit and the grind? We all find ourselves at different place on the journey. So I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. And if you are here live, welcome back. Coffee with Cannell show. Smash like, fired up to be here live. We're going to bring some guests on and answer some Q&A in just a second. And would love to see how you're doing. Pumped to see you evolving with Etta, not on the grind. Maybe time to get on the grind. Let's see. We got Crystal. I am a YouTuber just trying to grow my business and my YouTube channel. I want to let you know that I'm selling spider patience is the key. Cool. Let's see. We got Sausage A. I feel more burnt out trying to find my niche and making a YouTube banner. Hey, Nolan Molt on Think Media made an awesome video about YouTube banners and channel art. So definitely check that out. That could have you go quick. The niche thing is kind of a bigger piece and a bigger picture. Check out Full-Time Influencer if you haven't yet. And I got Tony Ariola today helping me. And if you want some details on that, that is right there on screen, fulltimeinfluencer.com. I love it. We got Joshua in the house taking baby steps, build each week and each month. Yep, brick by brick. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. And we got Shade TV. Sharpening the saw is key. Refresh time is very important. As a former college athlete, I can attest. I love that. And thanks so much for sharing. We're going to be taking your questions throughout this Coffee with Cannell today, but we've got If with Ryan coming up for our first guest. Ryan, how's it going? And,
hey, it's going really well. It's going really well. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Where are you from, Ryan?
So I'm from Florida. The channel is Intermittent Fasting with Ryan. So looking to go full time. Can't wait to be one of the 10,000 that y'all have helped. So been in VRA since November.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Well, how can I help today?
Hey, so my question is, I feel like I'm at a point to where I want to move into the side hustle season. I've got a little bit of affiliate going on. I had a startup company reach out to me to promote some of their products. I got my first, affiliate check for $6. Just a little over 212, but I think with inflation, I'm probably right there with you.
Yes.
I binge a lot of the Think material, if you can't tell. But my question is, what is the best way for me to reach out to some companies to possibly do some sponsored videos? So if I'm looking in my niche, there are certain brands that do sponsorships of videos throughout. So what's the best way for me to reach out to them? Like just off the top of my head, Thrive Market is one that comes to mind. I know they already sponsor YouTube videos. So what's a good way for me to reach out and say, hey, I've got 1,600 subs, whatever. What's a good way to start that conversation for companies that I already know are doing sponsorships?
Yeah, that's a great question. What I would do to reach out to companies, of course, this takes an investment, so you have to consider that. But what I would do is sign up for something like Thrive Market as an affiliate, order a couple things or jump on one of their sales or whatever, and actually make a video, without them being a sponsor. Yep. I would then make that video kind of smart, like, and let's see here. We'll go Thrive Market, and let's actually find like a video idea. So maybe even before I do my order, maybe I do a coupon codes video. I mean, that's interesting. I don't know if they expire, but that might rank. And then maybe I do a favorites or, you're definitely doing keto. And I know there's competition on this. So I'm looking for something that's like kind of niche. So I might do a keto starter kit, let's say. And so I may niche down to something like this. And this is kind of a good example because, all right, you got some big channels that you are battling with, but this top rank video here is 2 years old. This video is actually on Thrive Market itself, just for example. And then I would invest, some real intentionality in making a video great. I'd just be thoughtful about kind of hooking attention and essentially trying to get that video to pop off around a search term, and not just in search, but in suggested, as you would know, and being in VRA. And so then the goal would be to see that video start to perform. Then you kind of need time, but to see that video, you know, kind of like your 2,200 viewed video, I would want results like that to send brands. So then you've got that video to send to Thrive to say, hey, and maybe at the next level, it's just like, I'd love to collab. You know, is there any way you do brand deals or even give like credits so that I could review more stuff, and even opening up a pipeline of free things from them, which then helps you move forward, helps you build momentum on the affiliate snowball, and other ways to cultivate that after you've put that video out, kind of essentially built like a portfolio item. You know, as an example, when I was getting freelance work, I wanted to work for a particular author speaker. I made him a promo video. Like, I actually took his B-roll, got a voiceover, got some music, and made a promo video and sent it to him. So it's kind of like that exact idea. Like, it wasn't paid for it. He didn't even know it was coming. And it opens up that conversation, and then got a hold of him, started talking to his assistant, the whole deal. It was tipped off by kind of building an asset for your portfolio that you can show to brands that you'd like to work with. Once you've got that video doing well, you could also send that exact same video to other brands. So you go, here's an example of something I did for Thrive Market. Even if it wasn't a brand deal, that is accurate. It is something you did for or related to Thrive Market. So again, you're able to show them, and you're able to show them that the video has 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 views. And that's kind of the approach I would take, and I would let that snowball. And the cool thing about that is, especially because you're connected to our content, you know, my thesis that products are influencers. So sometimes it actually could be that you also drill down on Thrive Market and maybe find something that's trending, and you try to jump on something that is really trending in regards to, say, supplements. Let's see if we could say most popular. So most popular is sort of like a way of, you know, just like we would do keyword research, just determining maybe some, and maybe some of the most popular 30 YouTubers are covering it. So what is kind of right? Like, maybe that's not like A-list popularity, but it's right in that B-list popularity. And each one of these types of products is an influencer potentially. So, you know, what I mean is, zinc supplements is a way people could find you. Dr. Berg for hair, for acne, and you want to stay on brand. So you're going to stay in, I believe, keto, right? Or at least intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting. Yep.
Yeah. So you get it, but like, you could drill down inside of here, and then those would be the types of things I would put an order into. And, but, you know, by the way, I picked up, you know, this raw code, you know, raw perennial prenatal, I should say, which is probably not going to be a product you're using or recommending. But I picked up these prenatal vitamins from, you know, Thrive Market, link in the description down below. But if you get these hemp infused recovery gummies, for example, you know, that ends up being, you know, 10% Thrive Cash, and you kind of growth hack that. And that one product could trigger, you know, some momentum that gets you awareness, brings in affiliate income immediately, but then leads to the open doors of conversation. What do you think, Ryan?
No, I like that a lot. I think that's really good, providing the value up front. And then another quick question. So I took the advice of starting a show, and the show that I'm doing is what I eat in a week. So I've lost about 60 pounds over the last 10 months. People always say, well, what are you eating? So I thought, show idea. So for the last probably 13, 14 weeks, I show everything that I've eaten in the week. In my keyword research, thanks to VRA, I realized that's a highly searched keyword with medium to low competition. So I do what I eat in a week. My question is, what's the best way to title those? Because every week I'm doing what I eat in a week. That's the keyword I want to rank for, because those videos are getting tens to hundreds of thousands of views within a week of upload. So I'm low on competition, but how do I title coming out with a show every week, what I eat in a week, so that I can rank in that search?
Well, first of all, if this is what you eat in a week and you lost 60 pounds, like, I need to watch this video. It looks amazing.
It is.
Like,
it's intermittent fasting.
You got to head over to intermittent fasting with, come on, and go subscribe to intermittent fasting with Ryan, and ditch those yo-yo diets and eat good and eat those pork rinds and drop that weight. So that's epic. You know, I think what's happening too is you're doing it right because you're building so much momentum. This is, I would say, what your subscribers want to see.
Yes.
So to have this many views and 19, like you're building a movement, you're building this with your subscribers, and it's kind of less about search, as you can see here, but nevertheless, these are getting the views because it's suggested, recommended browse features. So I would say you're doing it right. And I would just keep getting creative with how you type this out and say it. For example, you may go to co-schedule headline analyzer and just, you know, start thinking about how you could get really well-written headlines okay, you got to enter this. I'm not going to enter right now, but what you can do is, let me see if I could refresh it. It's not going to let me without entering a password, whatever. Okay. So rate your co-schedule headline analyzer, which I've recommended before. And once you're inside of there and logged in, it's free. And just make sure that you just try different combinations of honestly the same thing, but potentially, you know, making the words pop off with how you're optimizing that title. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome, Ryan. Well, hey, congrats on all the success and great job on your growth and your momentum. Keep it up because you're on some serious momentum here, and I'm excited to see the rise and excited to hear the results about how it goes with some of the affiliate marketing and eventually brand deals with companies like Thrive Market.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Coffee with Cannell, smash like if you're getting value. Co-schedule headline analyzer is a really cool resource if you've never used it. And all you got to do is log in. There's also a headline there's also a browser extension that you can install. But let me actually think about if I can log in here. Maybe this is all I had to do. Yes. And we could do what I eat in a week now that I didn't feel the pressure and stress. And we're in a pro trial right now. Here we go. And watch this. So there's a pro version. This is a trial of the pro version. But Ryan's current title, what I eat in a week, 80 pounds a year, gets a 64. Your goal is to get to 70. And it's saying increase your power words. It's saying increase your emotional words. And there is tools over here on the right side. And bottom line is you want to get your headline score to a 70 or above. And so we will oftentimes think about how can we make our titles not just keyword researched on YouTube, but also how can they be very readable? And so if you take a title like this, I don't know how well this one will score, but we'll see. So you throw it in there and this got a 71. So the goal is to go for green, and it could still be better. How to research YouTube video ideas that get views. And, you know, sometimes you maybe could hack this. How to research powerful. Let's put a power word in there. Powerful, and see if length matters. So sometimes if, I put a power word, I actually put a powerful word in there. And that's the kind of stuff that maybe pops off the page though, because it's like how to research good or unique. I don't know if that's maybe a different emotional or uncommon word. And let's see how that does. Yeah, it actually dropped it to 68. And kind of like Luke Skywalker, sometimes you need to pull the goggles off when you're flying in the trench on the way to blow up the Death Star and just use the Force. Sometimes you know the title's good, but use tools like that to analyze your titles, analyze your headlines, and they can actually help especially with what Ryan's doing, make your titles maybe pop so that your subscribers click on the video. That's where most of the traffic is coming from with those videos. And so definitely check tools out like that. And let me know if you use any tools or headline analyzers. Next up, we've got Crystal Brown. Crystal, where are you from? What's your YouTube channel? And how can I help today?
So I'm from Alberta, Canada, and my YouTube channel is Carrero Solutions.
Awesome. Did you drop that in private chat?
I did. I can put it back up there again.
I'll do it. I got it. Okay, well, how can I help today? What's going on?
So what we're trying to figure out right now is there's a lot of competition. I mean, we're up against things like TED Talks and that. So my mom and I are doing this channel and we want to know, are we niche down far enough? Because it seems like we just can't get traction. We have almost 40 videos and they're getting maximum 20 views.
Spell out Carrero for me.
Korero.
All right. Okay. Got it. Got it. And so the exact question is like, how do you stand out? TED Talks is like your competitor?
Well, they're in the same thing. We do leadership training, so we're both mediators and saw some issues there. So want to get in front of the issues before they wind up in harassment complaints, basically.
Very good. Okay, great. And let's see a couple things. So, first thought is great job in being consistent and starting out. 40 videos so far. Second thought, we also have some YouTube shorts here. Is that what these are? You got the shorts in the those could be interesting over time because they might hit the short shelf. You got it like this one did a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Best leadership book. Very interesting. I would have shown the book. Do you ever you don't hold it up at all?
No, because it's not one specific book that we talk about.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a tip on it. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So that's actually kind of a good example of just how shorts disproportionately got more views than your other videos at 76 and then one before and after. So that one, have you looked through the traffic? It would seem that maybe that got picked up on the short shelf in some level.
It did, and then it just died right after.
Okay. So success leaves clues. I was actually going to dial in on the fact that the biggest concept I would start with, Crystal, is people don't know you, but what do they know? So people don't know Ryan, but they know that they want Four Sigmatic mushroom coffee, which I just ordered, by the way, Ryan. And they had their winter sale. And so I just am about to drink mushrooms, not hallucinogenic, but healthy mushrooms from Four Sigmatic. But I digress. So people are like looking for reviews of products. They're looking for reviews of things. Products are influencers. So are authors. So if you tie into best leadership books 2021, or even a review of a leadership book, huge key. Because again, they know the book, they know the product, they know the coffee elixir. And if you could do a search term around that, are you a big reader and do you recommend a lot of books?
Oh my goodness, I have 5 books right now I'm trying to get through.
What's like a good leadership book that you recommend?
Start with Why.
Okay, so that one's a little bit older, but
it's still one of the best ones. Like if someone's going to start with something, I think that's a good foundational book.
So success leaves clues, but as we look at this, you've definitely maybe seen videos like this. This is also being willing to maybe do a different content format. Obviously, you're probably not going to draw and create these, but there are different ways to create like whiteboard type videos like this. And let's just consider the fact that it has almost 1 million views. So you think about what would that be worth to you to potentially create book summaries. And this is an animated book summary. And that's just one example to maybe jump on the Infinite Game because it's newer and less people have done it. And I'm about to crack that one from Simon Sinek. So that's kind of the first thing is thinking about YouTube is understanding human behavior and trends, especially when it comes to getting discovered. So trends meaning even within your niche, it could be trends. Simon Sinek, Start With Why, a book, a trending book, but it also could be like a trending methodology. A lot of times things in leadership that maybe are controversial and new, maybe something that you teach that's controversial and new. Not asking you to be controversial for controversial sake, but you guys could be one video away from really getting a lot of awareness because there's some sort of conflict management trend that's happening that is causing division among how people lead their companies. And the wisdom and insight you speak into that, it attracts a lot of awareness to one video that some people subscribe and they start following your content. Does that spark any ideas?
Yeah, I mean, we're working on a top 10 one tomorrow we're shooting and we're doing I'm editing an Elon Musk, and my mom did a Richard Branson video that we're going to try to release.
You're going to put them in the thumbnail,
release.
right?
Yes.
Good. You
Yeah, I'm
definitely
trying
want
to figure out the rules about that, if I have to be in the thumbnail or if it's just a picture of them in the thumbnail. The rules are very
Well,
convoluted.
I am not a lawyer and this is not legal advice,
Yeah.
but if you're talking about them, just like the news would put them in the thumbnails, you know, a conservative news commentator that is a part of our Video Ranking Academy named by Bobby Eberly is, you could see, you know, Mark Cuban, Mitch McConnell, you know, Joe Biden, and you can definitely see the power of a lot of his videos that pop off, AOC, but how does he do this? Well, it's because you have to view yourself like a news channel. You're in fair use law. You're no different than CNN, CNBC, Fox News, or MSNBC. They like legally have the same rights as you to create content. That's the power of YouTube, is it sort of removed the gatekeepers to allow anybody like Bobby Eberly to create their own media company. So tapping into trending events, thumbnails that could be, you know, people don't recognize you because they haven't met you yet, but they do know Elon Musk naturally. So I think you're absolutely on the right track there. And I do think, again, there are certain times, like for example, on YouTube, there's sometimes like Shorts is a great example. So like Shorts is a new YouTube feature. It hasn't fully rolled out here yet. It's kind of just testing. I'm glad you've jumped on it. And it's being really tested heavily in India. And so it is irresponsible that actually I don't have a video on Shorts yet, but I don't want to talk about anything we haven't fully tested yet. I'm shooting some next week and we're going to start rolling out some tests, and we're been talking to a lot of friends and may interview somebody who's an expert on Shorts, like Legal Eagle or Ben, my friend Authentic, has tested a few, and Kristen from Six Sisters, and different people. All that to say is, when something comes into your leadership world, conflict management, philosophy, that is the zeitgeist, that's kind of what everyone's talking, or a new approach, or a new, you know, people have different, of course, frameworks and leadership things that they use. Jumping on that and you bringing your point of view to that could be the key to getting discovered.
Awesome. Thank you.
That helpful?
Yes.
Awesome, Crystal. Well, hey, I appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming on Coffee with Cannell.
Thanks. Bye, Sean.
Hey, smash like if you are getting value today on the Coffee with Cannell show. And if you've got a question, throw 4 question marks before and after the question. If you're getting value today, maybe let somebody know about this show. We do this every other week, and I encourage you to subscribe to the channel on Think Marketing as well for Heather's show called Think Marketing Live. And Think Media has not made a video on how to optimize Shorts yet, but my friend Alex, who I met on Clubhouse, you want to put hashtag Shorts in the title and or the description, under 60 seconds, vertical. And honestly, my friend from Snow Dogs, Jess, does optimizes just like a normal video, because it's still living on YouTube. So tags it the same, puts a good title, puts a good description. But for it getting onto the short shelf, it is up to debate how influential that is. And like Authentic Ben also puts like a nice thumbnail on it. And that's not for the short shelf. So this is a rabbit trail for those who maybe don't know what Shorts, but he puts like a full screen so you can see that this is a short, but he puts a full screen thumbnail up. So you can see 7 tiny hidden spy cameras. It's a nice clean thumbnail, but then the video itself is a short, under 60 seconds, vertical. And it's definitely a new feature that you may want to consider that we're not going to talk about today, but that we will talk about more in the future, especially after we test them on Think Media and elsewhere. Johan says, how much should I charge for my first course? depends on the length of the course, depends on the niche, depends on the content. Probably the best resource is fulltimeinfluencer.com. Link in the description down below. On that web class, I talk about creating my first online course, which was actually not even my first online course, but all that to say, I talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the failures, the mistakes, and what I learned. So just go to fulltimeinfluencer.com. If you thought about packaging what you know into an online course, then you're going to love that free web class that is out now. And we have Laura up next. Am I saying your name right?
You are. It's Laura.
Laura, where are you from and what is your YouTube channel and how can I help?
I'm from California.
Awesome.
Yes, love it. So my channel is about essential oils. Brand new channel. I was like, okay, Sean, you are like the go-to man when it comes to YouTube. So what kind of video to get in the top rank?
Okay. And what is your channel called? Or is it not even any videos yet?
I don't think there's any videos yet.
Okay, gotcha. So thanks so much for coming on Coffee with Cannell. You know, to get in top rank let's define what that would mean. You either want someone to type in a search term and find your video, or you want your video to start being shared and being suggested and recommended by YouTube. I think what would be really interesting right now would be, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about shorts. Based on everything I've been studying, I might go all in on YouTube shorts if you're starting a new channel. And here's what I mean. If we go essential oils, hashtag shorts, let's see if there are any. And we make some videos. Let's see. This has no sound, which is not good.
Right.
And if we solved problems, like, so this is top essential oils for wood dry. This is not a bad, actually, concept to start, but voiceover and or music and or like, so watch this. Creative uses for essential oils. So you could brainstorm and prove trending videos like this one.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
So you could prove that it's doing well and it's like hacks, but you could actually do 5 or 3 creative uses for essential oils and put those on, for example, YouTube Shorts. And they also could be from a perspective of, you could see like these are from a perspective of like hands and whatnot. That would be one thought, because those could get onto the short shelf and like no one's using YouTube Shorts. So it'd be interesting to have 5, 10, 15, 20 shorts. Those could bring some awareness, bring some subscribers. Insane things are happening with YouTube Shorts, depending on the niche. One of the people that I have been talking with is getting 250 million views a day just on a niche YouTube Shorts channel. And then I guess a huge key is there's a million other questions, but it leads to awareness, it leads to subscribers, and then you can take the conversation elsewhere. But the last thing I would say is success leaves clues. I think that thinking yourself is you just make videos and make all kinds of videos, make top 10 ways to use essential oils. I think you could use a tool like vidIQ. And so I'm going to turn on the inline keyword thing here and how to use essential oils at home. I'm clicking the keyword and then I'm going to look over here and let these videos inspire you. On the right side, these are trending videos. Cotton ball hacks. I don't know, that could be relevant. And just 18 must try essential oils hacks. Interesting. And maybe turning some of those into 5 different shorts videos, like YouTube Shorts, but a couple of different videos. That's interesting. But following what's gotten views before this, I just talked about that the other day on Think Media, and someone was like, well, I want to actually just be original. And I would, rather than try to compete with the big channels, I just kind of want to talk about what I want to talk about and make what I want to make, which is fine, but success leaves clues. And so I'm not saying copy the videos, but I'm saying get inspired by, I'm sure you have your own essential oils hacks. You have your own insights, but nevertheless, videos that are proven because they have 20,000, 50,000, 200,000 views. What that is revealed is that people want to see topics like that. So if you ever say, what topic should I be creating? Study out what's getting results and then imitate it in your own unique way.
Okay.
Is that helpful? Any follow-up questions?
Totally. I just left my brain. So I'm sure I'll have more. I'll have to get to you next week.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on Coffee with Cannell. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes, friends. Hey, Coffee with Cannell. The average attention span for videos is 2 minutes. Not necessarily true, Perry, but for some that could be true. I think across YouTube on average, it's a 4-minute kind of is the middle of the road when it comes to attention span. But one of the goals that you want to do with your content is average percentage viewed. So for example, a YouTube short can only be 1 minute, but an average percentage viewed could be 100% if they watched all 58 seconds of your 58-second short. But what I would encourage you, Perry and everyone, is you can actually see, depending on the length of the video, how much your video compares to the rest of YouTube. So let's check it out. This video is very short, and we can click see more here in analytics. And there's not just audience retention. So this video is 3 minutes and 27 seconds, but there's relative audience retention. And you can see that this is outperforming YouTube's average until the moment when I let people know I'm landing the plane, and then it jumps below average. Maybe I should have ended the video quicker. Now let's check like a really long video. That video is only 3 minutes. Let's check out my video on Clubhouse. If you have questions about Clubhouse, maybe check it out. And this particular video, we have the audience retention. And we could say the relative audience retention is pretty good here. It's pretty below average for the rest of the video. And notice it actually comes back to average at 10 minutes because for whatever, like it doesn't really hold the average audience very good here, but the people that make it here are so diehard, like, you know, you could see that. So I don't know if you've ever studied your analytics like that before, but then what you can also see is you can see your channel average in general. And so you could say your average view duration on your whole channel is 4 minutes and 53 seconds. And I think that compares pretty close. Right around 4 minutes is the average on YouTube. And it's super, to your point, Perry, it depends on the niche, depends on so many different factors and things to be looking at, though. What's the average over your channel? How can you increase particular videos? Ralph, Sean's the man. Thanks for the super chat. His advice helped me grow and get monetized. You're one video away from blowing up. Fact. I'd appreciate a channel review. Thanks, Sean. Well, in honor of the super chat, we are going to do a quick channel review. Please, no more super chats for channel reviews. More super chats, please, but not in exchange for channel reviews. Because gotta grind, gotta hustle, gotta do some things. But let's do a quick channel review. All right, so we got Ralph's channel. Definitely see the cars, that's clear. And so documenting my journey of creating content along the way, cool. Looking to spread some value through YouTube to everyone. I would, you know, not a lot of people are gonna go to your description, but I would work on this because I would define what the value is. And I would define, yes, documenting your journey. So I may or may not want to watch that. And you're certainly having some momentum and success, but like, what is the value? Am I going to learn something, entertain? Am I going to laugh? And you may be approaching your content thinking about that. It just doesn't say that there. Okay. So as I come over here, okay, a lot of, okay. So wasn't really expecting this. Definitely see that with like the cars that's connected to potentially wealth, but a lot of things about stocks and Bitcoins and things like that. Bitcoin, it looks like things are going well. And so I could see something up here. Not that your cover image is everything, but I actually could see something like, I could see your profile image maybe changing a little bit because there is the car flex, but it's also like, I don't know what's going on. I can't really recognize you or the car. And maybe if you shot the photo in a different place, so there wasn't like a busy house and like road behind it. But I really do think an avatar should pop more and be a little clearer. Like it could be your face, but what it also could be is like a little Bitcoin or something, or maybe kind of like a generic coin. But obviously Bitcoin is the most influential. So it'd be something, imagine if it was like your face, you know, if we just go Bitcoin really quick and look at like a thumbnail example. I think you understand, but I'm sure there's somebody that maybe throws a coin next to like a clear, you know, like kind of like that idea, but maybe a gold coin and like your face and it's slightly behind you or something. Just a thought. And then it sort of lets me know, because I went in sort of a weird order, but I didn't really know what your channel was about. At first, I actually thought it was going to be about cars. Then I didn't know what the about page was. And then I got to the videos, which are clear. And I actually can quickly pick that up when I see the thumbnails. I think that with the results you're getting, sometimes though, despite everything I've just said, I mean, bro, like you're crushing, you know. I think like even without advice, you know, you just grew by 3,570% in the last month. Congrats. And 2,490%. You know, I bet you wish your cryptocurrency just went up that much, right? Come on. And so that's like massive. You're doing something right, and keep celebrating that and keep doubling down, which to me seems to be reacting to markets, going live, hustling. So what I might think about is maybe a couple questions as we land the plane. You're moving fast right now, which is great. You're taking action. And it's a lot of stuff's working. So what do I know? But here's what I would ask a couple questions to maybe chart a big vision is this, or to slow down and think about your bigger vision. What is the bigger vision for your channel? Where is it going to end up? Here's the question I really want you to ask. What is the bigger brand that I want to be known for? And how can you brand your face, your avatar? Maybe without watching your videos, how can you brand your shows, your live streams? And just big thoughts, because as you're going live, as you're jumping on trends, as you're getting known, I would just think you would want you to be recognizable as you grow. Does that make sense? Like a lot of people are doing what you're doing. It's working really well for you. But how do you stand out? And as when someone keeps seeing you and recognizing you, and you're also having a lot of success not putting your face in the thumbnails most of the time, it would seem, and also using others. But I would think about as maybe the last tip, and also to add some value to the whole community here. You can check out my friend Pat Flynn, and he does the income stream. Maybe also my friend Ruslan. And in fact, let me take this off and let me show you one really awesome branding thing. And this isn't, dude, you just grew by 2,500% in your views. Like just keep doing what you're doing. But so that there's more stickiness, more subscribers, and more like memorability, think about how you could level up your brand and say, we do have audio on. So I want to show you Ruslan, who does like a lot of commentary on like spiritual issues and stuff. He's also a hip hop artist. And he's got some of the sickest branding. And I'm encouraging you, especially with money you're making and whatnot, level up your live stream and think about, let's see, by the way, he's actually experiencing similar types of success. He's going live. He's chopping down his lives. That's a tip. Like he'll go live for sometimes hours, but turn them into 25, 16, 36 headline based videos. But let's see maybe a video that's done well, really well. And then let's see all videos. Okay. YouTube's like changing things. Why can't I go to most popular? Let's just check this out. Here we go.
Ruslan.
Recently. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, did you catch that? I mean, that's it. Like very quick.
Ruslan. recently.
And he's actually able to do that at the push of a button. So that's a conversation for another day, but he's built up his battle station. Check this out too. He's built up multiple angles.
Just kind of pretty wild debauchery. He's the guy who passed out from getting too high and drunk on No Jumper, Adams 22. That was like a big deal. And so to see him,
boom, and he can tap a switcher and change angles. Pat Flynn is doing some of the same things. So I don't think that's the difference between things happening. What I wanted you to see was the branding.
Ruslan.
And Pat Flynn's doing similar things, like whether that's logo, sound effects, audio. And to me, if I have money coming in, I'm reinvesting it in production. I'm reinvesting it in my setup. I'm reinvesting it in, if you will, exactly what you're doing. So that's just a thought. And let's just start this out to get a vibe on it as well. Let's see here. Okay, so this is a live stream. Takes a little while to kick off the start on that guy. Let's check this one.
What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another video recap. Today we are going to be talking about the current news update on AMC and GameStop and what you can expect headed into this week, especially for AMC, which has earnings on Thursday after.
Cool. And it's all working. It's all working. I mean, I'm getting less of like a brand of you. You got to build your own thing. Maybe you don't want to be seen as much, but like this is intentional. You know, like I want to be recognized. I'm wearing a Think hat, just things like that. Up to you, the brand you want to build, but just trying to have like artifacts, things that are noticeable, branding. On, of course, Think Media, people are like, you got to just press record. Camera noise, like we put that in all the videos. You're doing a lot of live streams, and that's why I would suggest checking out Pat Flynn and Ruslan, because they go live, tap switchers, and tap in little sound effects and things, and that would be the way to evolve your show. And I also noticed I'd level up your gear a little bit too. It's clearly working, but there was kind of some audio. Maybe your room has some echo in it, but there was almost some airy noise and kind of not the best crispy audio on your thing as well. You asked for a channel review. That's some feedback for the channel that just grew 3,500 subscribers and 2,500 new views. So you should come on and teach us your tips, which is probably jumping on hot trends in personal finance and the stock market and all that kind of stuff. Listen, friends, I know we sometimes go marathon and do coffee with Cannell for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, but there are some things that I have to accomplish today, and I'm going to be trying to keep the show more to an hour. We are 15 minutes past the hour, but listen, if you want to go deeper right now, head to fulltimeinfluencer.com. If you haven't watched that class, that's only up until like Friday, where I talk kind of about the business model behind packaging what you know into an online course, the story of how I went full-time, some best practices around that, and even with a small audience, how you could go full-time. Link in the description down below, fulltimeinfluencer.com. This is the Coffee with Cannell show. I am Sean Cannell, helping you rise and grind, get your mind right, your grind on, your YouTube channel growing, and helping you build a bigger business around your YouTube channel. Every other week, Coffee with Cannell will come to you on the Think Marketing channel, and excited for future episodes. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not subscribed. I appreciate you. If you're just joining, check out the replay, because we talked about 6 unmistakable traits of full-time YouTube creators, and the 7th trait that not every creator has, but that's key to creating a real legacy and impact as a full-time creator. Daddy Joe Dojo, appreciate you. Life with Marin, good to see you. Appreciate you. Evolving with Etta, you're so welcome. I appreciate you. Great to have the Philippines in the house. Wendy and Maxwell and Amet and Oliver, who jumped off, thanks for hanging out and watching. Try to get you on the next one as well. Ruslan is a great friend. Love him as a creator. Love to see his growth. Love to see his grind. Everything, traits of the full-timers, man. He has all 7 of them. And love Ruslan. You got it, Ralph. Just got monetized and made 1K since then. My man, great job. And you're in a high CPM niche. I hope you're turning on multiple ad spots, because, you know, some of those longer videos could have multiple ad spots, and you're giving out good advice. That's definitely a good way to get some stuff going. And the small tweaks lead to giant peaks. And one way to stand out is production value and branding. Thank you so much for the super chat, Pink Creation. And I create my channel to pay for college. Can you please help? Try to jump on a future coffee with Cannell because I do have to pick up speed today. Thank you, John Kelly, for the super chat. Massive love and appreciation. So grateful for you, Think crew and community. Listen, what do you got to do next? What do you need to do next? If you're still here, tell me in the chat, meaning what action do you need to do next to move your YouTube business forward? Do you got to script a video? You got to shoot a video? Do you got to plan out, do some keyword research? Do you need to take a nap? Do you need to rest? Do you need to get back to your day job and you're actually not supposed to be watching this right now? Do you need to level up and learn a little bit more? Are you still trying to figure out your niche and want to watch one of our classes, or like, just what do you need to do? Mara needs a nap. I need a nap. I got up early today. We had the baby spit up like Mount St. Helens, like just complete volcano eruption all over the bassinet, all over the Dakatot. My wife was saying, she goes, it was all over the Dakatot. I go, does anyone know what a Dakatot is? People know what bassinets are. Do you know what a bassinet is? All over his little bed thing and then all over him. And so like 2:30, I'm like waking up. She's like, here, give your baby a bath. I'm like, what are we doing? It's like 2:30, taking his clothes off, like bath water, his spit up is all in his hair, changing him, then trying to go back to bed. Hey, new dad life, 5-month-old Sean Bradley Cannell. My son is a blessing and a teacher of perseverance and patience. Shout out to all the parents in the house. And DACA Tots. Yeah, Charlie, you know where it's at. That's right. And we got Jennifer being honest. You got to edit. We got Gil. You got to just press record. That's right. That's right. Keyword research time. It's time to do it. Come on, Yummy Kitchen Direct. All right. Hey, appreciate you, Coffee with Cannell. Keep crushing it. Keep smashing it. And I will see you in the next episode. Peace.